Okay, so a couple of weird things. I just it's Tuesday, so the car guy was gonna look at my car or put it on the little monitor and see why the engine light came on, and then I had to go mail something. Went and got water, and it was the morning of the food bank, so I was going by right at the right time. So I was like, oh, I'll just go ahead and stop. But while I was driving on the way, when I very first left, everything just was weird. Everything was looking weird. I felt like I was moving weird. The car was moving weird. Everything was weird. And I've said this before when I've been driving about how weird sometimes it feels like I'm just going to suddenly take off and start just flying through the air or something. And it was feeling so much like I'm making myself do this because I feel like that is how I travel. And I keep getting this message over and over. Even on my trip while I was driving the last time, I was feeling like the only reason I'm driving is because I feel like I have to. Like, I just know there's something to us being able to move through time and space differently. Like, we just think we need to drive these cars, so that is how we go. Because I know that we can do something different, but it just felt so weird because it kept feeling like, I know I don't have to do this. I know I don't have to drive. I could just. And so then I started thinking, well, so how is it that we are able to manipulate matter with our minds? Because it's not really, there's nothing really real. There's nothing that is truly solid. Everything is just kind of like a figment of imagination, like a dream or something. So anyways, I just think it's exciting because I think that we are moving into this time where we're going to be able to understand how to do stuff like that, how to change things, where I could just be like, oh, I've got water. I don't need to go get water. It's already here. Which at the food bank, I was super excited because they had a bunch of produce. So I got a bunch of fresh lettuce. Supposedly came off of a Suma's farm. Because the first one I picked up, I was like, oh my God, is this real? Is this plastic? And then one of the ladies who was working there, she got all excited. Yeah, have a salad. And then I was like, yeah, I'm so excited. And then I grabbed another lettuce. There was two different kinds. And I said, is this right from the farm? And she showed me the sign. It said from Suma's farm. So, but then I saw somebody talking about the geo-engineered seeds is because the soil's been so, like regular seeds won't grow anymore. Like, I don't know. Everything is such an illusion. It's such bullshit. And you know what was weird too is my daughter forgot her headphones, which I don't know. I wish she wouldn't wear them all the time. Now that I know about how much that's sending in the cancer into your brain, if you have both of them in, it is like microwaving your brain to death. So it's, causing brain tumors and stuff. So anyways, she wanted her expensive headphones, so I went to go send them. And I had to wait there for a few minutes, which was weird because, so I got there I left at like 7:30, went and got water. Nobody was there, of course. And so I got my water, went out, and it was like 10 minutes till the post office opened. So I was just sitting there waiting. I went out and started filming because the sky is totally blue, not a line in the sky. And they had the sun disk thing out. It's not orange thing. It's silvery bluish color. And then so it was really big and bright. It felt like it was like 90 degrees or something when it touched you. It was so freaking hot. You could not even look at it. It seemed like they just turned it up. Like, let's really bake them out. And last night I did a video when I went outside. Stella wanted to be outside, so I keep following her around just to make sure she can get up and she's not falling because she's still unstable. But this morning she did eat a whole can, a big giant can of canned chicken. So that's good. Because the vet wanted me to really get her to eat some dog food. Go get some wet dog food. I was like, they were telling me that it would be worse for her to eat human food. It's like, okay, well, there's way more meat in a can of meat than there is in a can of dog food. So I don't know where they think all this nutrition's coming from in dirt meal, uh, bone meal, and all this stuff. Like, I don't know. I don't. I think it's all such a scam. So when I was out there, though, I was looking across, and it was weird because the light, it was like 8:30 at night, but the light was hitting it so strong across. The weird thing was, is it looked like you could see it, you know, like bright, like it was lit up. And you could see greens and stuff. But I was filming it on my camera. It looked like gold. So totally different colors on the camera as there was in the person. And I was trying to show how many trees were dead. And it was just different shades of gold, so you couldn't really tell. Some girl, as a matter of fact, just responded on that message and told me I was in psychosis. I went on to look, and it wasn't a bot. It was a real person. I just blocked her. It's like, dude, if you are following or going, you feel compelled to go on and comment negative stuff to people, then you need to focus on positive. Like, there should be no reason that you are going in and trying to be mean to somebody, you know? And it was like, if you feel that way, like they are bringing this up in you, then they need to be out of your world. So I did her a favor. I blocked her. She didn't need to come in and look at my stuff. If she thinks I'm psychotic, then... And she couldn't even spell it. So anyways, when I was looking, you could see all of the trees that were dead. It was... You could really see it. And then when I just was at the food bank, it's the other side of the mountain, because it's like this side over here and this side over here, these two. And I could see there all of the dead trees. And that's what I said. It's like they chemically kill them, and then they're going to come in with the drone strike. So, and who knows when they're going to do it and how soon. I mean, I feel good that they aren't fumigating us for 2 days. Like, that seems very significant to me. But, I mean, it could start today. There definitely is not stopped with the airplanes. There's constant military planes. There was one that it sounded like some sort of propeller plane from the 40s. It was so weird. My daughter was even here, and I'm like, oh my God, we're in some sort of time loop. I don't know what is going on. And, but, you know, she doesn't really get it. Like the King Tut thing. Now I keep seeing people talk about the King Tut. What is that? The Mandela effect. King Tut, like when I was a kid, I was obsessed with Egypt. The Sphinx, the pyramids. Honey, you're okay. The Sphinx, the pyramids, all of that stuff. And she probably has to go out and go potty. I'll try and get through this real quick. I might have to come back and do another one. But so I was obsessed with everything that was Egyptian back then, because I felt very connected, like I said, to Egypt and to Atlantis. And I had no idea why. I just felt very strong connection to these things. So in King Tut, the expo was going on tour. It was like a National Geographic, which I looked at all the time, National Geographic. I mean, it was a popular magazine when I was a kid. It had all sorts of stuff, like about Africa. I loved looking at the pictures of Africa, which I just heard somebody talking about. Africa is way big. Like, you could fit almost all the other continents inside of Africa. Like, they're lying to us about so many things. There's also a South Pacific island that is there, but it only shows up on the globe or something. Like, there's so much manipulation of our environment, you know, and it all has to do with the control. And we are in a fucking snow globe. We are in a controlled environment. So anyways, the King Tut one, I remember so specifically how he had that headdress thing. And it had one, like a snake coming off of it. Now there's two. There's a snake and some other thing. So he's got two things. It's like, no. I don't know where this has come about, and somebody was making a good point that, you know, whatever it is, they're always trying to change history and they're trying to mess with our minds, and that's true. So we know that for sure, because they do that. I mean, they've been doing it for a long time. But anyways, so when I was looking at the stuff across the street and I was seeing like, oh man, they could start I mean, it's primed for fire for sure. I mean, there's so many dead trees. So it's hard to know. I mean, I know that's part of their plan is to burn it all down. It's so weird too, because you have these developers out here rushing as fast as they can to build as many of these $450,000 houses so they can make money. I really, I mean, as mean as it sounds, I can't wait till it crashes and they're standing there holding their dicks in their hand. Seriously. Because this greed and stuff has got to stop. It's fucking disgusting. People don't even recognize how disgusting it is inside of them. So, let's see. Oh, so at the post office, this was weird. So I finally get into the post office and let's see, wait a second, let me think. So when I was waiting at the post office, I started filming. I did a little observation because as I was driving up the road, I could see, pretty sure it's Mount Baker that was up ahead. And when I was seeing it, it totally looked like a tree cut off. And so I thought, oh, I got to film that because it really does look like a tree cut off. And so I'm pretty sure it's Mount Baker, but I don't know. There's a bunch of mountains around here, but I'm pretty sure. Because when you're up in them, it's so hard to, I don't know. They're just like all around you. So, anyways, I think that was, and it looked like a tree cut off. And then, so then I started filming because I wanted to show the sky and the sun. When I was showing the sun, it had these bright white lights coming out of it. Like, it is weird looking. Like, that is not normal. And I was getting that yesterday, too. I was sitting outside and I did a couple of little TikTok things. And it was the same thing with this weird stripe things coming out. It's like, this is weird. And then it's so bright, you cannot look at it. Oh my God, it was hurting my eyes so bad. And so then finally, you know, they opened up the post office and I went in. And this one guy comes out and he's like, well, we'll be with you in a minute. He's something. He'll be out in a minute or something like that. And then starts doing stuff, turning on lights and stuff like that. So just standing there. And then he goes back and tells this other guy, you have to go out, and then standing there. Then the guy starts coming, and he looks like John Goodman from The Big Lebowski. And as he's walking, he's making the biggest fit, having the biggest fit. Then he comes out, gets to his station, and is having the biggest fit. And it's not even signed in. It's not, you know, I don't know why it takes so long. And I'm sitting here going, dude, like, you knew what time it opened. I think you're supposed to be at your thing prepared. Like, you should already be going, shouldn't it? So whatever, staying there for all this time while he keeps having a fit and he keeps looking at me like he's like entertaining me. And I'm just like, oh my God, I felt so uncomfortable because I wanted to say, like, dude, the place opens at 8. I don't understand why you're out here having a fit at 10 after, because your thing is not, I mean, be responsible. Like, at our post office, we've had such a huge turnover. It's like everybody who doesn't want to work or something goes to work there. It's weird. So there's been so many problems with the post office, but I'm sure it's in a lot of rural communities that this goes on. You know, people want a job and then they don't really want to work. So anyways, but he did catch something on my thing because I did put the wrong zip code. So he did give me the right zip code because I would have had it going to the East Coast by the wrong zip code, apparently. So anyways, you know, I'm sitting there judging him, and then he did do something to help me. But, you know, I got to just get out of this judging thing, you know. I really want to move into just accepting, you know, and I don't know what his deal is, but it was just strange how he's out there having such a big fit. It's like past time that it was supposed to be open. Oh, it's just weird. And then when I went up to the food bank, I wanted to get Stella some more. She loves this stew stuff they have. It smells like tomato soup in mushed up. No telling what products is in there now that so much is coming out about the cricket stuff. And Oh my God, what have we been eating for so long? Oh God. And now people are having a fit. Well, I want the food. It's like, do you? Do you really want their food? Because as far as I'm concerned, it's full of gross ass shit, toxins, body parts, like, ugh, sick. That woman is on trial right now, the one from the one funeral home who was selling people's bodies and then giving them ashes from, I guess she was mixing concrete and just all sorts of ashes and stuff, just whatever. Give it to them. Here's your family member. And she's really just selling their parts. It's like, man, that seems like some bad karma or something. Like, I don't know about that. So, and then I stopped at the car place so he could run the code and see. And because the engine light had come on, and he said it's some sort of a sensor for emissions. And so I was like, oh, weird. So maybe it's because they've watered the gas down now. He goes, I don't know, could be, but could also just be there's 6 of these little things and one of them isn't working right, but it's no big deal. It's just about emissions, so it's not going to affect your trip. But I was thinking, oh, I betcha, because I keep hearing people saying, her hair's going everywhere. I keep hearing people saying they've done something to the gas. It's burning way faster. You know, they just mess with everything. Everything is such a lie. So ridiculous. And, but anyways, he looked and he didn't see anything. He said that I could get the oil changed, but I just added oil. It was pretty low when I checked, and I put 2 things of it in, and it's all the way to the top now. And so that's new oil. I didn't really want to change it right now. So I said, well, when I get back, and he said, well, you can just stop on your trip and get it. So it's not like he was like real interested in doing it, but he's a very nice guy. He's a new mechanic that came out here. The mechanic who had the shop for like 20 years or something was such a jerk. Oh my God, he was the worst. And this guy bought it from him. I think he was one of his employees who bought it from him. And this guy's just so nice, so personable, just really community kind of minded guy. Really cool. And his place, I mean, it's just full of cars needing to be fixed. So everybody likes him. But anyway, so I've been, getting ready for my trip. I'm super excited about it. And it's weird because, there's been 2 people who have emailed me in my email, and both of their names started with an A. And with one of them, I'd been talking about med beds, Amy, and the other one, Amber, we must have been talking about something different, but I got confused because Amy was sending me stuff about the med beds, like sending me information. And so I had been talking to her, and then the other one started saying, I was going to get ripped off and don't do it and stuff like that. And so I was like, what happened? Why'd you change your attitude? Like, what did you see? And I was so confused. It took me like, I don't know, when you have these 2 things and you think it's one, it's like your brain has to wrap around it. And I think, that is going to be what is going to happen for so many people when they have to really understand what's going on. It's like, it's hard for your brain to really wrap around it. It's like, wait a minute, what? And so it was confusing me. But then I got clarity. And, and I did look up all of these. The place where I'm going in Newport Beach, she had like 26 reviews, and they were all of them, but 2 of them were 5-star. 2 of them were 3-star. And the reason they were 3-star is because when they go into the room, it's several people in the room, and you're sharing the space with these other people. And those people were in with people who just were on their phone the whole time. And then I guess there's also a thing with checking in. And if somebody takes too long with whatever they're doing, it cuts into your time. So those were the complaints. But the people were all saying really positive things. I mean, they were feeling like their soul was revived. Like they felt like they could, leave their bodies and go transcend. And, like they were feeling spectacular. And there were people with chronic pain. Their pain was going away. But there is more to it when you come out. You do have to do you have to continue the detox because your body's still detoxing and purging. And you have to do these salt soaks. but it's real salt, um, not Epsom salt. And I was even thinking about while I'm there, so I have a tent. I was even thinking, oh, that might be kind of fun to camp down on the beach one night and go into the ocean, go into the salt water with Stella, do that. So I don't know. I'm thinking about it. We'll see. Because I would, or maybe just go there in the morning and do it and then not spend the night. I got to see how close she is to the beach, because going down to the beach on a Saturday or Sunday in Newport could be hellacious. Like we have to park miles from it. And so I don't know. I'll just kind of see. Maybe I'll go there before. But anyways, a lot of the people were saying, they had to do several things and that it is best if you can sleep. And that's why people are being irritated by other people in the thing, because it's better if you sleep through it. And so I'm getting overnight 12 hours of sleep, opportunity to sleep. Hopefully I'll get to sleep and conk out. I've been sleeping really good since Stella hasn't been waking me up all the time. I've been really conking out. And this morning I was totally conked out. I was woke up kind of, I was having a bunch of dreams and went back out. And then she started crying. So I jumped up and it was like come out of one reality into another reality. And so I still feel that kind of weird, like I'm not fully here. And that could have been why I was driving and not feeling fully in my car. But anyways, I'm feeling super optimistic about, like, I get 12 hours and sleep time. I'm really feeling super positive about this, and I'm going to put all of my energy into being optimistic about it and excited, because I feel like, I feel fortunate. Like I'm really lucky that I'm going to do this and go. And I know it's going to be an adventure. It's going to be, I'm sure I'm driving probably around 6-7 hours. I'll be like, oh my God, how much further, and then I'll be mostly just because it's uncomfortable to sit in the same position like that all day long. My knee starts hurting and stuff like that. But I really feel like the drive home is going to be so much better than the drive there. But we'll see. And let's see, what else was I going to say? Seemed like there was some more stuff. Just seems like it's just, every time I go on and look, it just seems like it's just the same stuff that everybody keeps talking about. The chemicals, that seems to be a really big one. But that could be just because it's my FYP page that I'm on. I'm not on the one that's called conspiracy. I don't usually use that hashtag, but I think I'm with a lot of those people. Like, it's the same people. So that's the stuff I see, is the stuff that people are like, this is weird. But there is a lot of stuff going in a lot of other countries. I can't remember all of the different things. I know Stella's about to start crying. But I might come back in a while and do some more posting. To me, it just, yesterday was a horrible day. I was just like, oh, God, I was so down feeling. It's just like, oh, my gosh. It really lifted my spirits just getting her to eat. And when she is walking, she is more steady. So, and then when I called the vet and I looked up what they had told me, it said it can take a couple weeks to resolve, and but it will keep improving. And I do see improvement, but I do think she had it pretty bad, whatever's going on. And it's, no matter what, to me, all of this stuff, if we weren't being messed with the chemicals, the vibration, and, if the frequency, if I can hear these loud frequencies, which I can hear it today. It's still loud, but it's not as loud as some days. But then I just think it's how much it would bother the animals. Like, it would for sure. And I don't know. I think that I think they're killing off a lot of nature, a lot of animals. I think their plan is definitely just to burn down a lot of the towns, herd us into cities, get us to fight over the last resources, and then, get people to just, the whole thing is about control. And I think that so much of this stuff was about seeing how many people are really compliant, how many people will believe what they're told. When I was at the food bank, they had this whole big setup of a nurses station thing there to try and talk to some of the people, which was weird too, is like people laugh about their health. They joke about it. They just act like they don't have responsibility towards their own health. It's like, yeah, I was born, I got a bad model. I couldn't drink every day for the rest of my life, so damn this body. It's just like so strange. It's like people just want to abuse their bodies, and then they blame it on their body when it can't take so much. It's like, I told my daughter a little while ago, she gets all into the exercise thing, and then now her body is screaming back at her. And I'm like, you have to listen to your body. Your body can reject you. It can reject you, and you will have to get a new model. You will have to get reborn into another one. Like, people don't get, if you're not going to take care of it, it's not going to keep you. Like, it just won't. Just as, especially like now with everything going into this other balancing, you have to connect, you have to listen to it. But just listening to all these people in the line and talking to the nurses, and over in the little nurses station, there's a whole bunch of them over there. This is outside with these nurses. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You know what a mask is for. Are you, god damn. And it's like, okay, just promote fear, or are you really this simple and scared? Like, oh my gosh, it was so aggravating to me. And then this other one, she's walking around, there's this kind of a larger woman sitting in a chair in line. And there is quite a few people who need a chair. Like, when you go to a place where there's a lot of poverty, people don't take care of themselves at all. And so she was sitting in the chair, and this nurse lady was talking. I was a couple of people back, so I could hear their conversation. And she was talking to her about back surgeries and neck surgeries and the opiates that they're on, and how often, she said when she worked at the coroner's office, that there was constantly people coming in who had overdosed in their sleep, because they would get sleeping pills and pain pills, and then they take them and go to sleep. And she said sometimes they wake up in the middle of the night, forgot they took them, and take more, which, that's a little bit of guessing, I would say, on the coroner's part. Like, I don't know. I guess they could probably tell by the half-life of how much chemicals were in there, but I don't know. When it comes to this stuff with the after watching Dope Sick, and there's a lot of this stuff that was just done on purpose. So, but the thing was, is so they had Narcan they were giving, so that the people, she said, you need to explain it to the people you live with so they know what to do, because it can save your life. And then she went back to the back of the line and started telling some other people that, one of the people had crazy colored hair, which, like I've said before, I mean, if you have crazy colored hair or piercings all over your face, tattoos on your face, tattoos on your body, a lot of people just assume that you're a drug addict. They just assume that you're mentally ill. They just can't imagine that people would want to look different than everybody else. That's just a weird concept to them when they're so busy trying to look like each other, or maybe just Kim Kardashian. Like, if we could all look like Kim, we'd have a perfect world. So she went back there and started telling him too. And, being an emergency room nurse, I know, like, you can't, I wasn't going to start saying anything, but you can't just, for drug addicts, like, and there's a lot of them out here, for drug addicts, that can really, you give them Narcan, and that can really put them into a detox, kind of, they'll go immediately into this major detox in their body, which can kill them. But I mean, either way, you're going to overdose, or you're going to die from your body going the opposite way real quick. So I don't know. I mean, she can't just go out and give them a whole lesson, or I don't even know if she knew that, because she just kept saying, I mean, and they're giving it to people to take home. It's like, it seems like you should be telling them, you know, if it's a major drug addict, you got to be careful over, I don't know. I mean, I got all these people who are going to be transitioning out in all different ways. I think drugs is going to be a big one. I mean, I saw also a little clip this morning where it was these people down at the border, and they are going around filming, and it was like a couple of adults with a whole bunch of little ones, whole bunch. And the little ones were all completely passed out, like drugged out, like their eyes weren't moving, nothing. A whole bunch of them. Man, it's just, it's sick. It's so sick what they just do to these little darker skinned kids. It's just so sick. And I don't know, I am so freaking anxious for this shit to be ending. I guess there's a whole bunch of stuff about the laptop of the hunted one. I guess you can go on 4chan or Reddit or something, one of those, and you can see the whole thing is out. You can go in and look at everything. And they said, but the person I saw talking about it said, don't do it on your regular phone or computer, because you can be arrested for what you will see on there, because it is looking at stuff that is against the law. But it's this person's computer, and they're not arrested. So, and I don't know. Definitely, I definitely think things are happening. It just is very frustrating how slow it goes. And sometimes it's just hard to imagine, like, how abrupt and how different things are going to go. Especially the way that it just drags on and on and on. It just seems like, some days it just seems like, is it ever really going to change? Is this just the way it's going to be now? Just like this? Just, I really don't think so, though. I really believe there is going to be something abrupt. Something will happen that is going to get people to pay attention and wake up. And that is going to just, and I don't know what it's going to be. I just don't know. It's going to be something. There's got to be something. So, I don't know. We'll see. And it's got to be coming close. I mean, seriously. It's got to be coming close. And I don't know. I just want to try and not be frustrated today. I want to try and be optimistic and happy, excited. You know, I'm going to lay out some more. Just really focus on my timeline, the timeline that they show me, what I'm going to be doing. Like, it's not something I made up in my head. It's what they started showing me and telling me. So I got to just trust that timeline and just stay focused on it and keep focusing my energy on that, no matter how dark this reality is trying to take us. And it's very frustrating to think about, like, I even started cussing at them yesterday. Like the beings or whatever that are around us, sucking off of our energy. It's like, you have to keep everybody so sad and so depressed so you can eat. It's disgusting. So anyways, but it's up to each of us, you know. And I know days are hard. There's some hard days, especially day after day after day, especially if you're one of the people who sees and you're surrounded by blind people that think that they know everything. Like this girl coming on my thing and telling me I'm psychotic. It's like, girl, you don't even know what the hell I talk about. You think me saying that the forest across the street has got a bunch of dead trees, that's psychotic? Like, you don't even know what's to come. It's for sure one thing I've seen, though. People will come in and comment and say stuff, and they don't know at all what I talk about or what I say. Like, I don't know. I think that You know, we're headed towards the direction, though, where there's going to be a lot more people talking about healing and, you know, how once we get through this, what's the next step? You know, how do I face myself? How do I face what this world has been? How do I dismantle who I created myself to be in this fake illusion of a world? And how do I find my true nature, my true self? And I think you find it through creativity, through meditation, through time alone, through just spending time getting to know yourself, and then questioning things, like question why you believe what you believe, what led you to believe what you believe. All those things are the things that we need to look at so that we can understand ourselves. So anyways, I don't really have that much to talk about, but I'm still going to be hopeful. Maybe today. Oh, please. And if anything big happens, I definitely will come back and talk about it if I can get even. My phone is doing weird stuff. My TV is doing weird stuff. Like, there's weird stuff happening with the electronics. Is it CERN? Is it playing with the power grid? I don't know. But there is weird stuff happening. But if anything does go down and I do have the opportunity to post or tape, I will. You can hear the planes going overhead already. And I am curious to see if we're going to get sprayed today, because that's 2 days. 2 days with clear sky. It's very, very unusual. I haven't had that. And I don't know if it's because their other plan is just to bake us with the sun to really, because there is chemicals on things that is heat activated. I know that. And so it burn up things real quick, and they need the sky clear if they're, you know, using the energy weapon. And if you saw the film or the footage that I did, it is weird looking. Really weird looking. Just go out and film some. And yesterday, the sun was 2 hours ahead from last week, where the sun was. It was 2 hours ahead. It was like going so fast. And then it was completely light still at 8:30. It was getting darkish around 10. So, I don't know. It's just weird stuff that is out there when you're paying attention. But I think it's all has to do with this fake reality, and it's falling apart, and it just keeps showing this isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't real. So anyways, I'll talk to you later.